Okay, this is Wednesday, January the 11th, 2023. I am in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I've come down here because there is a rally in favor of or in support of Jordan Peterson and against the College of, what is it, Psychologists of Ontario. And there'll be a lot of freedom fighters down here. And let me know if there's any problem with the volume because I am using a headset because, you know, with traffic and whatnot. And I'm just going to turn this around for a second because you know I'm getting close when we see the sign of resistance or signs of resistance, namely our beloved Canadian flag. And here comes some friends. Thanks for going down, eh? Thanks for going down, eh? You're with the Peterson rally? Okay, good. Anyway. I drove by it. I drove by the rally, and it's going to be right up here. There look like a few hundred people there, but there's a ridiculously heavy police presence, and I even saw 5 mounted police. So I'm going to turn around here. Here's our first police. I'm coming up the back way. Took me a while to find a place to park. Now there are some noted speakers. Maxime Bernier and 3 canceled doctors. Hello, puppy. How are you? Hi. Are you a good dog? Oh, I can't. Is this a puppy?
He's about 2.
Oh, 2. Oh, but I don't know. Can you smell my dog or something? Look at this. Look at this nice dog there. He's so happy. He or she? She? He. Oh, I can see him. Good. God bless you. Okay. So we're going to come up here. Now, Jordan Peterson, probably most of you know the story. The CPO want him to take some re-education. And he's or else lose his license, I guess. And he doesn't really need his license to practice psychology. But and he's not, you know, he's publicly said that he doesn't even have any clients. But he's taking the approach. Let me put it this way: the CPO, the College of Psychologists of Ontario, they're taking the same tactic that the CPSO, the College of Physicians and Surgeons, have taken against various doctors who have been taking care of their patients and guarding patient confidentiality and etc. And the CPSO, I happen to know, when they bully their doctors, they tell them, oh, and don't tell anyone our names. You're not allowed to tell anyone our names. And so, like, for example, Dr. Mary O'Connor, she's obliged with that, but she lost her license. And Jordan Peterson is taking a different road. He's saying, I'm gonna broadcast your names, and anything you write to me, I'm gonna let everyone know what you're doing, the dirty deeds you're up to. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn around. We'll approach it. They're probably winding up, but we'll see. I'll see if maybe I get some interviews or something like this. You're gonna see the heavy police presence.
morning, so I'm gonna do my stuff by myself. Just remember this. As long as you have you don't need nobody. This is what I'm saying. As long as you have
Get up here.
you don't need nobody. You need to stand strong for yourself. Stop giving in to the lies and the narratives of the mainstream media. You gotta turn that thing off, man. You know how you know that a lot of people are still being indoctrinated? You can tell, right? You walk into the store, you can tell, right? I don't have to tell you, you know it. Let's make sure it's not happening to you, because a lot of times you come here and there's people who drive from way far and put time in.
Where did he pop?
Hello, how are you?
Freedom. And you still know what I'm saying.
I'm a nurse, and I just wanted to thank her for being so inspirational.
Yes. Okay. Do you mind if you go on camera here?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So no, this is Dr. Mary O'Connor, and this is
Brenda.
Brenda, and Brenda's a nurse.
Yes,
And you,
I'm a nurse.
and just a second here. They might not hear you. So you were coming here to talk to Dr. Mary O'Connor?
Well, I caught her at the last minute that I wanted to thank her for being so inspirational and so outspoken. Her level of competencies resonates, and it's taken many nurses like myself to break free from being silent, because we're not going to be silent anymore. We're going to assert our voices. We're going to assert our competencies, because women like her, doctors like her, help us shine our light, and I am forever grateful.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank
Are you employed as a nurse right now?
Not at this time.
Okay. Did you want to say anything about that or no?
I mean, it saddens me that I've been nursing for about 15 years, and that my level of competencies to serve my community has been stagnant. I'm not able to go back because these mandates are still in place.
Right.
We have enough evidence-based data. The mode of transmission was still transmissible at the end of the day. Many nurses like me are willing and able to be back, but unfortunately, these mandates have not allowed us to be back. So hopefully there will be a true awakening, but there will be a lot of distress. A lot of the other medical professionals who have chosen to be outspoken have had their license taken away just the week prior to. So there needs to be a shift.
So this is a rally for in support of Jordan Peterson and against the College of Psychologists.
Well, the regulatory bodies
Yes.
have really implemented such strong narratives, and if you go against them, they will bring you before tribunals and try to punish you for just being assertive and questioning and being a free critical thinker.
Yeah.
We have lost the ability to be true critical thinkers. They want to put you in a box.
And you see a parallel between the way, for example, the Dr. O'Connor was treated and Dr. Peterson.
Well, yes, there's a correlation to many of the professionals who have been placed against the scrutiny of these regulatory bodies. And I am in awe with their level of assertiveness and their strength to not back down. They assert and stand in their power. They're utilizing their God-given rights to protect their patients, to protect the report that's established of trust, because they're not abusing their power of authority like the regulatory bodies are.
Right. And my understanding is the regulatory bodies, their proper role would be if a patient of a particular doctor complained to them, they had trouble with them for some reason, that they would mediate and try to help. But in Dr. O'Connor's case and Dr. Peterson's case, none of their patients or clients complained about them.
The regulatory bodies are going against their own principles to serve and protect for the public, for us public servants, to serve and protect. And they've gone against that by having critical, conscious, competent doctors who have been asserting themselves for our God-given natural body autonomy. It's taken. So it's a total contradiction what these regulatory bodies
And
are
as
doing
a
at
as
this
a
time.
nurse, you treat the patient. You treat individual patients. You don't treat them all with the same brush.
Let's see your hands. Let's see your hands
It's
above.
an individual, personalized health journey. And as a visiting nurse, I've had to establish a rapport with all my patients, and everyone is on a different, unique health journey.
Every person's unique.
Everybody is different. Everybody's unique. It's not a paint stroke.
Yeah. Well, you did a great interview. My YouTube channel is called Two Preparers Way, and my name's Father Anthony Hanna.
Father Anthony Hanna, pleasure meeting you
Pleasure
today.
meeting you.
Pleasure just being united with conscious, mindful souls.
Oh, there's just a second here. Oh, thanks, Mary. Yeah, okay. But here, I should have my Pastor Hildebrand. How are you?
Very good
You remember
yourself.
me at all? Oh, you know what? You meet too many people, right?
Yes.
Father Anthony Hanna.
Yes. Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you want to say anything on YouTube at all?
Sure, I can.
So this is Father Pastor
Yes.
Henry Hildebrand, and sorry, my camera's going all over the place. So this is a rally in support of Jordan Peterson.
That's correct.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about that? I was just talking with a nurse and a doctor there.
Yes, it's so important to me that we still have people like Jordan Peterson that will actually stand up for the structure of the family, structure of society, and I'm so proud of him that he stands regardless of what the threats are, and what they're threatening him with is really that's not what is going on.
That's right.
They hate his leadership, and I say any leader we have in our time that is standing up for truth is God gifted, and we're so thankful for him.
Right on.
Yes, thank you. God bless.
You're heading out now?
Yes, heading out.
Let me just switch hands here. I got to get organized. Just arrived. So God bless you. Eh?
God bless
and, keep up the good fight. Eh?
Thank you.
Did you want? What's the situation with your court cases and all this type of thing?
So it's all being litigated. It's in the middle of the we're fighting it. So see what happens.
Well, thank you for fighting it, and you always come to the freedom rallies because I said I want to know the names of the people. I want to know the people
Sure.
that we're in the camps with.
No problem.
If
No
it
problem.
happens, it happens, right?
No problem. God bless you.
God bless you. Eh? Okay, so sorry. I mean, I arrived at this time where there's music going on. I don't care. I don't care about getting copyrighted or anything like that. Oh. Anyway, it's too loud. I gotta move away because it's too loud here. Okay. Anyway, it's too loud. It's too loud here. Let me check the chat. Okay, so, oh great, okay, so we have some people coming here. Hi, Father Anthony Hannan.
Father Anthony Ari, collegiate, my name.
I think I saw, I'm live on YouTube, just so you know, and I think I saw you in an interview just not too long ago with, Iron, with Vlad, yeah. And because you're a retired lawyer, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what did you want to say to the people in the YouTube land here?
Well, I want to say that freedom is not really a choice. We have to pursue it. Do you want me these on?
No, just the mic.
Oh, it's the mic.
Because the music.
Right, is drowning it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for everybody's support at this rally. They're going after people who are exposing the lies.
Right on.
That's who they target.
Yeah.
They're not protecting people. They are protecting their lives. That's why they're going after Dr. Peterson.
Right. Now,
He doesn't even have patience.
Yeah. Dr. O'Connor, you want to come in the camera, Doctor? So the College of Physicians and Surgeons, they took away your license.
Yes, a year ago, December 23rd, midnight.
in 2021.
Right,
Yeah, and
right.
and now when they tell us a little bit about how they've been communicating with you.
Well, I get very threatening letters very often about how they still wanting my charts, my patients' names and my charts. And as you know, they took me to Ontario Superior Court, where the judge ruled against me and ruled against my patients, saying that they really don't have their freedom, their rights for freedom of information and freedom of treatment. So I'm in this point in contempt of court because I haven't handed over my patients' names and files.
So when they wrote to you, it's my understanding that they said, "Oh, don't tell anyone our names."
Exactly.
They redacted their names off of the orders. They acted like bullies, like
Right.
cowards that
Right.
they are.
Right.
They take away people's livelihoods, but they don't even have the guts to put down their name on the court orders. They were redacted.
That's right.
That's how they served.
Yeah,
them.
no, it is. It's absolutely terrible.
Pretending they're the ones at risk.
Yeah, exactly.
Such nonsense.
Exactly. Now, I think Jordan Peterson is taking a different tack and saying, "No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you my names. Anything you send me, I'll let everyone know how you're bullying."
That's right.
So
That's right.
we'll see which one kind of has a better effect. But I mean, I think they. Do you think they picked on the wrong guy when they Jordan Peterson?
We'll see how it turns out.
Yeah.
But he's already fighting back, and you know he seems to have some good grounds for that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. And he doesn't need his license.
No.
He's gonna fight it on principle.
He hasn't been working for a few years, I heard.
Eh?
He hasn't been seeing patients for a few
Oh,
years.
for several years. Yeah. Yeah. And
Again, I think he's doing it not because he's protecting himself.
yeah.
He's been doing what he's been doing to expose the lies
Yeah.
and to put forward the truth. That's why they're after him.
And he's helped so many people, especially young men,
Amazing.
with his writings and talks, and really inspiring so many people.
That's right. That's why they don't like him.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they
Sure
that,
is.
that they decided to go after him. But I think that's maybe a hopeful sign for us who love our freedoms,
That's right.
because all the all coming
If
out.
you like death and destruction, then they're your friends. If you're fighting against death and destruction, then they want to silence you.
Now, my understanding is that these regulatory bodies are supposed to be there to protect both doctors and patients,
And the public generally.
and the public
That's
in
right.
general. But my understanding is that they wouldn't normally step in, and maybe Dr. Connor could tell me, they wouldn't normally step in unless a patient would complain against a particular doctor.
Right, or if another maybe family member complained about a patient's treatment, then they would come in and examine the charts.
So I don't want to put you on the spot, but I guess I will anyway. Have any of your patients complained against you, to the best of your knowledge? And do you think that I think Jordan Peterson has said none of his clients have ever complained against him.
He doesn't even have any.
He doesn't even have any. So it seems like these regulatory bodies are really stepping outside of their proper roles.
They're advancing their own agendas. Okay, they don't care about the patients. They don't care about their members. They care about advancing their agendas.
Yes,
So that's why if somebody speaks the truth and it goes contrary to their agenda,
Yeah.
they become the target.
Yeah, I'm wondering if for most of them, even the bullies that are redacting their names, if they're they just don't want to lose their jobs. But like, who is they?
I think it's theater, honestly. I
Right.
think they've done that to make it sound or look like they're the ones in potential danger.
Interesting.
Where it's a farce.
Right.
Just like the police presence that we saw in Ottawa last year.
And did you see they got 5 mounted police here? Eh?
That's right. But I mean, it
Over
wasn't
over this little crowd.
That's right. I mean, this is a much better crew, it seems, because in Ottawa, the presence was so great.
yeah.
It was as if there was a real insurrection happening, not a bunch of peaceful people saying we want freedom. You don't need horses trampling over old ladies.
Oh, exactly. As a matter of fact, that home, the Inquiry was theater as well.
100% theater.
Yeah.
They were, as far as you can tell, they were paid actors conducting those hearings. It was a farce.
Yeah, you know, I saw recently what I think was complete theater as well. The Prime Minister was walking down the street with I think a CTV reporter or something, and there's people in the street taking pictures as if he was like a movie star or something.
Yeah.
And then one person yelled out, when are you going to stop the mandates or something? The reporter says, it's so scripted, the reporter says to Trudeau, what do you say to people like that? He says, well, you know, we have to engage them where they're at and this type of thing.
Yeah.
And they says, well, would you engage this guy? Well, he probably won't listen, but I'll try.
Yeah,
and he
right.
goes over and calls the guy over. The guy has camera in Trudeau's face, and he's not, you know, he's nervous or whatever. But I think even he was an actor, because when he said about the truckers' convoy, he said, I was there and it was peaceful. Trudeau just turned his back and walked away.
Yeah.
To
I
kind
saw
of,
that.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of trying to show them, hey, this is how you deal with people who say you don't even talk to them.
Even the counter-protesting protesters
Yeah.
in Ottawa,
Yeah.
Sarnia, Toronto,
Yeah,
my belief is that they were all actors. They were paid provocateurs.
oh yes, I think so, yeah.
They acted the same way.
Yeah,
They had identical signs,
right.
holding up identical signs in different cities across the country. How can that be?
Yeah.
Unless it was a coordinated
Now, what do you-
exercise.
Now, what do you think? I mean, you know, I love Jordan Peterson. Of course, as a priest, I love everyone.
Yes.
But no, I love the things he's been doing and the direction he's been going. Now, I spoke to one person who, you know, is still maybe has a little bit of hard feelings because Jordan Peterson got the injection once or twice and kind of late to the freedom movement. And I'm thinking, well, you know, I think one of the organizers of this event just came on board a year ago, probably because the truckers awakened her. So I'm just thinking, you know, we shouldn't be saying, hey, late to the game, except for politicians who vote against our freedoms. I don't think they should be reelected.
No,
but
I agree. I think they should be commended because a number of people who got injections, instead of, you know, waking up, they're too either proud or embarrassed or ashamed to actually change their mind. So to change your mind when you see the truth requires courage.
Yeah, I saw an interesting meme. It was a rock, like a huge rock that had fallen between two cliffs, and on top of it was a sheep. And on the one side it said more boosters. On the other side, like get more boosters. And the other side said admit you were wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
But they were stuck because they couldn't go either way.
That's right.
So, yeah, I mean, late to the game, okay. In some ways, like this one person was saying, well, Jordan Peterson, he's now gonna really fight, you know, for people because it hit him close. Like, in other words, where was he when the various doctors were losing their licenses? So it's hit him home. But I'm like, well, okay, that may be true, and but he's a very well-known person, so hopefully it will wake people up. Like, you know, like
better late than never.
better late than never. Perfect.
If you can't be faulted for having been fooled the first time, but if you're willfully blind
Yeah.
and you're leading others into the blind,
Yeah.
then there's some fault.
Yeah.
So it takes courage to say, you know what, I didn't get it right, but now I'm going to stand up for what's right.
Excellent. And what's your name again?
Ari.
Ari.
Allegiance.
And you're a retired lawyer.
That's right, yeah.
But when you're retired, do you still remain in the bar, or how does that
No,
work?
I'm not.
No. So you speak freely.
freer.
Freer, yeah.
They want to, they've come after me too,
Yeah.
with all kinds of false, trumped up charges.
Right. Dr. Connor, did you speak here?
I did speak on it.
And do you want to give us a recap, or how were you received? Did people boo you and curse you and say get off the stage? or-
Cheers!
The biggest cheer was when I said here from Ottawa, the convoy, we hold the line.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's, well, Dr. Connor, many people look up to you and are grateful for you for safeguarding the confidentiality of your patients. Eh?
This is all for my patients, really for every patient, right? Because
Yeah.
once the college gets the right to take my patients, they'll take everybody.
You didn't ask for this fight.
No, I didn't.
When you wrote exemptions, you weren't thinking, oh, maybe I'll become world famous.
No, it wasn't my thought at all.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I guess I've gotten here late. As what else is new? But
You want to speak to the nurse?
what's that?
You want to speak to the nurse?
I would like to meet the other nurses and whatever.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
You know what? It's a mystery as to why some people are awake and some people aren't. It's a mystery. Like some people, because I'm a priest, some people say, oh, it's because you have faith. No, a lot of people don't believe in God in the Freedom Movement.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who,
Although I have to say,
Yes.
there is a predominant presence of believers
okay.
in this group. I saw the same thing with the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa.
Yeah.
There was a lot of prayer. There's a lot of reliance on God in the crowd. It was really quite something.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess that I'm just looking. I say, well, a lot of people who are believers bought the narrative.
Yeah,
So it's true. That's why I say it can't be really about
It's not just
faith.
that.
It's not just that. It just can be an element,
There's a Professor Matthias Desmond. He's the one who's popularized the term mass formation.
Okay.
And he talks about, he's a professor of sociology, psychology, and he's looked at the historical record of other times where there's been mass formation.
Yeah.
And he says that for some reason, I don't think he can explain exactly why, but 70% of the population is blind, 30% seems to be awake to it. And the chilling part of his message is that if the 30% don't continue to speak out,
Right.
the 70% will eventually destroy them.
And there's a little bit
So
of a
it's-
lull right now. Something
There's a little bit of a lull.
Like, can you hold on to this just one
Yes,
second?
sir.
I'm just going to put this in my pocket. And I'm just going to ask the chat. I'm just going to ask the chat there. Can you hear us okay? Because the music is bad. If I interview someone else, should I go somewhere else? So anyone in the chat, can you hear us well? Can you hear the interviews, or is the music too much? How does the music sound like it's in the background, or because it's really loud for me here? Yes, Yowie, you can hear me, or yes, the music is too loud. We're good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I think we should be grateful and keep speaking up. And this was kind of good timing for us that the CPO have gone after Jordan Peterson.
That's right.
It's good timing. We can get it back into the limelight
As
again.
usual, these arrogant organizations like to overstep, and it's usually what ends up hanging them. And I think that might happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
With the benefit of hindsight, especially over some period of time, when you look back at their actions and they've overreached, they've overstepped, they've gone too far, it looks terrible on them.
Exactly.
And I think that's going to happen again.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Well, no problem. And I'll be doing another live stream soon because I want to invite everyone to come to Ottawa the first few weeks in February because it's Winterlude, and we might as well go down there with our symbols of resistance.
Yeah, here.
And
And got another symbol.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. So, well, that's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You want to introduce me to some people, Mary?
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Father Anthony Hannon.
Oh, Harold Jonker.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
I'm on live on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
And Janice Jonker. Janice Jonker. Oh, Jonker. No. Didn't you guys have a bunch of trucks down in? I met you brought your whole family down.
Yeah, we had 12 trucks there.
Oh, that was excellent. Yeah. Well, nice to see you down here.
Yeah, it's been quite the ride. Definitely nice to get back involved a little bit more again. You kind of had to have a break,
Yeah.
and you still kind of do. Mentally, it's been kind of tough sometimes, and
Has the business suffered?
no, we were locked down for a week.
Yeah.
But the Lord has blessed us, and we've still going strong. Got great guys working for us, and customers are stepping up, and we've got a few more customers that, because we were in Ottawa, they've called and said, "Hey, we want to support you and your business," and so that's been amazing too, right? Like that. The Lord does take care of you, no matter what. We are called to trust Him, and we can, and we're thankful for what we've been able to receive business-wise, but also family, and then the bigger community now, right? And I was just talking to one of the Vets for Freedom, and that's what we got to start going back to is being connected with our communities, with our neighbors, showing them the truth, but doing that patiently and with love, and hopefully, hopefully the world wakes up to what needs to be shown to the world, right?
God is with us, and if He's with us, who can be against us?
Exactly, that's where when we went up to Ottawa too, it was so nice to see that church, different churches up there, Christians like crazy. The one meetings we were in all the time, we started with prayer with the leadership, and it was beautiful, right?
Well, I mean, because it's hard. The way I look at it is, regardless of what someone's faith, except for the odd community, the vast majority of the Christian church and the Catholic Church is the biggest, have bought the narrative, just like the rest, because it's ultimately, I think it's about some people, for whatever reason, I mean, we could spiritualize it, say God chose us or something, but and that's good to feel that way, but I think some of us we're less susceptible to propaganda. I don't watch the news. I've been mistrusted the news for a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't. Maybe it's just I don't like to be told what to do or something. Even though I'm a priest under obedience.
Yeah.
But because most of the church have, believed that we were under the greatest plague of history, and they're probably at this point thinking, "Oh, boy, it's a good thing we all work together and stop this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'd all be dead."
Yeah, and that's been the thing too. Like I serve as an elder in my church.
Yeah.
And to have discussions in what we call the council room.
Yeah.
It's like, brothers, we are called to be open. We wrote letters to the government saying we're essential, and then the government ignored us, and we shut down. So does that mean we're not essential? But we are, right? We're
Absolutely.
And that's where it was pretty messy. But yeah, the churches, I pray that they realize that no, we need to continue to show where our hope is. And it's not in government, it's not in medicine, it's not in anything but in God. And that's where we have failed a lot at the church. I was just talking to Muslim guys that were up in Ottawa. I finally got to meet them here today.
Yeah.
And they said the same thing. Some of their temples were shutting down. Their one temple was doing this, and so that even there they were struggling, right? But it's been the fact that we need to show the world where our hope is, and sadly, we failed.
No, exactly. I say that the bishops, my Catholic bishops, it was their rightful place to actually lead the freedom rallies to say this is a lie and confront the governments. But what I explain is that the reason they were chosen to be bishops was because they work with the status quo. They see themselves as peacemakers. So that's how I have some sympathy for them, because the men themselves, because they don't have what it takes. They're in a position where we expect them to be able to lead, but it doesn't mean they couldn't. Right? They have the grace of their state, but that's not why they're chosen. It's not their personality. In your community, and you're on one of the elders, so one of the council, what percentage of your community do you think had bought the narrative? Was it a bit better in your community, or was it did the government?
Thank you so much.
The music's gonna stop. I'm kind of happy the music's gonna stop.
I know.
He's loud.
For holding the line. Thank you, officers, for being so good to us.
It might be her, but at least one of the organizers I saw an interview, and she only came on the freedom movement for last year. She's only been on the freedom movement for last year.
Don't give up, guys.
So, which means the truckers, awakened her.
Yeah, and that's been the neat thing, right? And what's been
Thank you, officers.
so within our Protestant churches, I think, and I'm going to guess a number, but probably 60% of the people in our churches were like, no, we need to go to church. A certain percentage didn't really know what to do, and then you had a percentage that's like, no, we need to stay open, or no, we need to listen to the government. But in the leadership, that's where it kind of got a little confusing, when you had 50% say, no, we have to listen, and 50% say, no, we're essential, we're called to be open. And what I really...
Come on back here for a second.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the music's going to stop soon.
Yeah.
But because Protestantism is so broad, I think mainstream Protestants, so for example, Anglicans, United Church, Baptists, Presbyterians, they had the same percentage of the population as my Catholic Church in terms of embracing the narrative and all the wearing the outward sign of submission, thinking that it's actually would stop the spread. But maybe some of the more independent Christian communities, Protestant Christian communities, depending who they were, had a higher percentage of people who were awake.
Yeah,
Would
I
that
think
be fair?
I think so. And
What's your group?
I actually go to the Canadian Reformed Churches, so it's a federation across Canada. But I can't remember. We're not a very huge federation, but it's a lot of Dutch background.
Came from Dutch Reformed.
Yes, yeah.
But my guess is that it would vary from particular community to community.
Yeah.
How many are awake?
Yeah,
not,
and then certain areas, right? Like Niagara region is where I'm from. I think it was it was a higher percentage that wanted to stay open than let's say the North or BC or whatever, right? So it did vary, and it also depended on which ministers were on the pulpit speaking.
True.
And so it was kind of a tough 2 years, right? But
Absolutely.
But what was really tough and what was really sad for me was when I signed up as Niagara's captain, the phone calls I got, the conversations I had, even before we left Ottawa, how people were saying, truck drivers, you're our last hope. And it's like that's pretty sad. Not that truck drivers are good people, but our
people.
churches
is
supposed to be the last hope for
Should have
people.
been.
And
Yeah,
that's where we did fail our society.
Agreed, 100%.
And then when you have people that come up to me and say, thank you for what you did, you saved my life. Well, that's kind of it's definitely humbling, and I'm thankful that I was able to be part of this. But that's, you keep trying to point them back to what is our hope. And that's
Right.
our Savior.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I mean, bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line. Now, you've heard of Trucker Reunion, and like Trucker. They say Trucker Convoy 2.0.
Yeah, that
But And then anyways, one of the things about the convoy to Ottawa last year is I think that go to on a limb. I think it was a movement of the Holy Spirit. So many people I've met said they were just drawn from their chest, like something was drawing them. They had to go down, and these are people who are not necessarily religious, and it was very spontaneous. And even those who are presented as leaders, like Tamara Leash and Chris Barber,
Yep. Chris Barber. Yep.
and Pat King and Bridget and stuff. Most people, I'm going to say most people on the convoy didn't really know them. They had a certain following, social media or whatever, but or their own group of friends, just like your family and your friends. But it was really a very spontaneous thing.
Oh yeah, it was, and that's what made it so beautiful. And you said how the Holy Spirit was there. You couldn't deny it. Like,
Right.
to come there and then to see people on the street with Bibles, handing them out, to see people in French proclaiming Jesus' word, to see the amount of signs that were taped on or zip tied onto the Parliament's fence was just amazing. And yeah, the Christian community stepped up there for sure. And there was moments where you couldn't deny that there was something powerful there, and people felt it. Like there was a guy from Winnipeg. He said to me, I'm a Christian, but I never really lived it. But now I really know there's a God.
Right. There's definitely people
yeah.
who are taking their faith more seriously and exploring God. So on my YouTube channel, someone asked me once, Father, teach us how to become holy. So I did a video, I called it This is Essential. And I said, the first step is make a commitment to the relentless pursuit of the truth.
Yeah.
Because people are
Yeah.
where they're at.
Yeah.
And when I look at the freedom movement,
Yeah.
I see people who see a lie and refuse to go along with it.
Yeah.
And that is a virtue right there.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm inviting people to come up to Ottawa, pick a weekend or however much one is, the first few weeks of February. In Ottawa, they've got their Winterlude Winter Festival.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's the first, second, and third weekends of
Okay,
February.
yeah.
And I figure, trust me,
Yeah.
I grew up in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Okay, the Winterlude, it's an organized event, right? So
Yeah.
you have government employees trying to make events.
Yeah.
And they've got some interesting things like professional ice sculptures and snowmen contests and snow slides for the kids and skating on the canal and this type of thing. But trust me, there are tourists and people in Ottawa. They're not talking to they're not making new friends during Winterlude. They talk to, if their family went or their friends, they talk to them. They're going to be lined up for hot chocolate, not talking to anyone except their own people.
Yeah.
So what if we go down there, enjoy Winterlude because they're not close in the city, right?
Yeah.
And we wear our symbols of resistance, like
Yeah.
the Canadian flag.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll tape
Yeah.
something onto my
Yeah.
arm, or a flag onto my arm so it can still blow.
Yeah.
And what if I see someone with a Canadian flag?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up and say, "Hey, freedom, man, liberté!"
Yeah.
And if they're just tourists and they don't know any difference, oh no. Otherwise, they're gonna give me a hug,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be just like the Truckers Convoy, and just like every freedom rally. Where are you from? What's your
Yeah.
name? We make connections, and then what if we see all these people lined up for hot chocolate and they're just waiting, waiting in the cold.
Yeah.
And what if we go get a bunch of donuts or hot chocolate and offer them to the people, just like the Truckers
Yeah.
Convoy. So I say the Truckers Convoy was like Winterlude in Canada. They rolled up into one, only 10 times better because it wasn't regulated, organized. It was spontaneous. It was the love of people's hearts.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the beautiful thing, right? Like that when you have that ability to express your love freely, it's unbelievable.
Excellent.
And what's so amazing too, when you look at Scripture, you look how often the word freedom or free is in there. It's amazing, and it's like, and that's what was definitely happening in Ottawa was people were starting to feel that there's freedom in believing in God, and He has set us free, but we still have to discern, and we didn't discern.
Yeah.
We quit discerning as a church, as churches, with this whole COVID mess and just said, well, we got to listen to the government. No, we're called to discern.
And it's
bring
happened
that
all
truth.
it's happened all over the world, of course.
Yeah.
But Canadians, we've been lulled over the several decades that the government is our big daddy.
Yeah.
And no, you
Yeah.
have one Father in heaven, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Let's
Yeah.
and like I remember one time I was at a meeting in my diocese and there was someone there from Catholic Immigration Service. Not that it's really that's like the Catholic schools. They're government run. They only have Catholic in name. It's not
Yeah.
really not really Catholic. But anyway, there was someone there and said, "Oh, we've sponsored a family." You know, back when it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
We sponsor a family. We've got intergenerational over here, and the grandfather or something needs dentures or something, and the welfare won't pay for it. And so, is there anything we can do? And so, the speaker and all sorts of people that put up their hands
Yeah.
said, "Well, did you talk to your city councillor? Did you talk to your MPP? Did you talk to?" I'm like, "Hey, there's 100 people here. Everyone puts in $20. It's done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why are we looking for solutions from the government?"
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's right.
And anyway, true freedom is the freedom to do what's right and just, and freedom to carry out our God-given responsibilities. Eh?
Yeah.
So what the government did when they locked down people and they took away people's responsibility to make a living.
Yeah.
When they closed the schools.
Yeah.
When they said you cannot visit your loved one in a nursing home.
Yeah.
The government overstepped. They were playing God.
Yeah.
Because they were taking away our true freedom.
Yeah.
True freedom is not do whatever you want, as
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's not licentiousness.
Yeah.
And it's also, and it's also the freedom to say no
Yeah.
and to what? To sin.
Yeah.
Because the same,
Yeah.
well, as we all know.
Yeah.
The real, like, look, the Jewish people in Egypt, they were slaves.
Yeah.
And the crossing and the Passover lamb and the crossing of the Red Sea, that was all pointing to Christ, who sets us free from sin.
Yeah. Free
So-
from oppression and
Because
that.
sin
Yeah.
is slavery.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. Yeah.
So this is in the freedom movement. Those of us who are believers, I think that's kind of the message to make sure we help people understand. You know,
Yeah.
like because when Trudeau brought in legalization of cannabis, for example.
Yeah.
Right. So now in all the cities, we always smoke cannabis over there, even at the freedom rallies. And I have a background in addiction, codependency recovery, so I have love for everyone. But the thing is, people, doing drugs is not freedom.
Yeah. You're enslaved to that
You're
drug.
getting slaved.
Yeah. You're
And-
enslaved to the cigarette.
The cigarette,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. And no,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is.
it's true,
And
yeah.
to the
Yeah.
degree that it prevents you from carrying out God's will,
Yeah.
that's to the degree that it's wrong. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, the Catholic Church says tobacco and alcohol is not intrinsically evil. There should be moderation. But
Yeah.
I'm like, well, but you know what?
Yeah.
If you can do without them, it's even
Yeah.
better.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But, yeah,
for sure.
but I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
that was great.
Yeah.
Your friends are probably waiting for you.
Well,
or
they're
your
packing up
fam-
my pickup, so it's time
Oh.
to get going. So
Is this your?
yeah, the white one's mine.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Thanks. Well,
Yeah.
look, I think of coming up to Ottawa, and
Yeah.
my YouTube channel is called To Prepare His Way.
to prepare his way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Father Anthony
Yeah.
YouTube, you probably find
Yeah.
it pretty easy. Or go back to the truckers
Yeah.
live streams, whatever. And feel free to reach out to me or whatever. But this is what I'm thinking. Someone left a chat here. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can get it.
Well, for a young guy, you do pretty good with technology compared to me.
I'm 60 years old. I'm 60 years old. Let me just move this up.
Yeah. The next time. You bet.
Someone had a great little line here. I saw it for a second.
Well, and the thing is too, like it's been so
Freedom lewd.
freedom lube.
Freedom lewd instead of winter
yeah.
lewd.
Yeah, freedom. Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah, like
I get it. Yeah,
you know, like
Ottawa.
I mean, we could have a real positive.
Yeah.
Imagine that we could have a real positive impact.
Yeah.
Just going down there, loving people with the Canadian
yeah.
flag.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is too, like our joy is not called to be in our living room locked up. Our joy
Right.
is not called to be just with our families.
Or just our churches on
yeah,
Sundays.
Our joy is supposed to
Yeah,
be shared with the world.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to work. That's what we got to prove on.
Yeah.
We all need to, right? Doesn't matter who we are, how well we do it. We can all.
Yeah,
we can
yeah.
all do a better job, right? Because we're all weak.
True.
So,
True, that's
but
right.
yeah, it's amazing.
Well, I think you made the day for the great interview. I got here a little late, but the music was too loud anyway. So
Yeah.
it's like it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
That-
Now they're cleaning up, so
Okay.
I'll
okay.
pretend I'm working.
Well, you are. You're
Yeah.
you're giving me an interview.
Yeah.
And God
No.
bless your family.
Yeah, thank you.
And as a matter of fact, even one of my videos for the thumbnail is a picture, I think, of one of your family. It's the truck. It had the sign on it, "Faith over fear" or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So-
We had 12 trucks, so we made sure they were clean. Obviously, right? No profanity, and
yeah.
I drove up in a cab over, and it said, God provides food. Government's how did it go again? God provides food. Government's preventing delivery, right? But
Right.
And the one that
Right.
was the best was the one we had up at the front. God-given immunity is best, right?
Natural
And that's natural immunity, and it's so true. Like, it's amazing how He's created this
And that,
body, and even in its sinful state,
Right.
it still functions pretty awesome.
well,
Right?
Well, in a
Yeah.
sinful state, we have wounded nature, but we are post incarnation, post crucifixion, resurrection, post Pentecost. So what I try to say is, look, the signs of the resurrection, the signs are all around us, because without that, we would not have peace, reconciliation between peoples, freedom from addictions, all those things. So I just try to say, let's try to see the signs of God's love, because as bad as the world is, much as evil, it's still a good, beautiful place that God's given us.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right about our bodies, because
Yeah.
those of us in the freedom movement, who could see for the long time, are we not the most free and not in fear as we see these terrible, unexpected
Injuries,
deaths?
injuries,
Unexpected
yeah,
deaths.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah.
it's been tough. So, okay, thanks, Father.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Peace. I hope we see each other
Yeah.
again. God bless you.
Yeah.
We'll pray for one another.
Yes,
Anyway,
for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Peace.
we
Bye-bye.
continue to pray for the
For everyone. Yeah. Okay, folks. Guess what? Okay, I'm just gonna come over here for a bit. Hi there. Come over here, see if I see anyone that I recognize. Oh.
Anything, then certainly this.
Okay. I don't think I see anyone else that I'm going to interview. So I'm going to move along. I'm going to drive down the street over here.
By chance, do you know if anything came of this? I just sort of found out there was supposed to be a demonstration.
Oh,
But I
okay.
have like no idea. I'm totally.
Okay, I'm live on YouTube. Are you okay with that?
Oh,
You
yeah.
okay with it? Yeah. What's your name?
Peter.
Hi, Peter. Father Anthony.
Hi there. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Are you a freedom fighter?
Yeah, that would be me.
Okay, good stuff. So I'll put you on camera there then?
All good.
Yeah,
Probably
good.
look like a total jackass trying not to freeze to death.
No, whoa, no. Yeah. Well, with so many things, there's not. It doesn't always get out to everyone, But this was a rally in support of Jordan Peterson in front of the wherever it is.
It's in there somewhere.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
college was doing their hearing. My understanding was that he was being raked over the coals for this LGBT wokeism stuff.
Well, whatever reason. I think the reason is they want him to take some re-education so he can be more sensitive on social media. And so he's fighting with a good fight, and we're glad that we have him on the freedom side again.
I mean, I'm from your generation too, so George Orwell would have been a required read. Animal Farm,
Right.
1984,
Yeah,
Newspeak.
yeah.
So I'm sending you to re-education to...
Exactly. It's like these people, don't they see? But anyway, it's always good to get down. I get down here late myself.
Oh, okay.
But I just wanted to come down and show my.
Yeah,
My viewers,
here in support just way too late. Did
No,
he
no,
have his
no, no.
hearing or?
No, it's nothing like that. This was just this was not organized by Jordan Peterson
Oh no, I get
or anything like that. But
today was the hearing. Wasn't
no, I don't think so. I think
Oh.
it's a little bit later. But they're
All right.
they're doing the same thing that the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario have done to medical
Yeah.
doctors and trying to bully them into compliance, right?
Yeah, I actually have a copy of that note. So John Rappaport sent it out like a year and change ago, and in the context of that note, it basically says you can only talk about the vaccines, talk about them in a positive manner,
Right.
and not discuss
Oh,
any other treatment.
I'm in favor of vaccines, but
used
I'm not
to be, but not the COVID
But,
one.
yeah, so I'm not in favor of changing definitions of things.
Yeah, they changed the definition of the vaccine. They
But
didn't
anyway, I
say-
don't want to talk too
Yeah.
much about that
Yeah,
on YouTube.
yeah,
If you don't mind.
that's right, yeah.
But
Sorry for that. I totally forgot. That's
yeah, no, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're here in Toronto.
yeah. I live not too far from here. I'm just like down in Bloor
You-
area, so
you-
just
you-
a hop, skip, and a jump. you
You're
know.
coming out to the most of the freedom rallies.
Been out to about half of them or so.
That's pretty good. That's
yeah.
pretty good. They've been going on for quite a while.
Yeah, couple years of them. I would like to see like more people kind of like awaken or maybe take
Yeah.
it seriously. This is like what do you call it, the boiling frog thing?
Right. True.
Yeah, there's a slow burn and
Yeah.
people don't realize it.
Well, I think the good news is like we don't have like if you're awake, you don't have to. I don't have any control over anyone else, but maybe you can have some courage if they reintroduce some crazy things, and we just don't cooperate with the lies. And I tell people
Could be.
for the sake of our own sanity, our own peace, I just say the Serenity Prayer. I can't make anyone see. But maybe, like a lot of people did wake up because the truckers convoy in Ottawa last year.
I think that did jar a lot of people
Yeah,
into at least paying attention.
yeah. I'm just,
Because,
that's my mic.
oh, that's cool. As long as it works.
No.
I think there's like a lot of fragmentation. Like people are distracted by so many things.
True. And that's been our life. That's been our whole life, is it not? And for different reasons, like because we have so much and I'm not saying entertainment is bad or whatever, but I have this kind of idea that we go day to day, kind of trying to change our feelings to the most pleasurable thing.
I think that might be it, but it could also be, Julius Caesar bred in circuses.
Oh, I agree.
No.
Hey, and I like to watch hockey and football and baseball, and I realize, this is a bit of bread and circus.
I mean, there's always gonna be bred in circuses. What is that? All work and no play makes Tommy a dull kind of guy.
yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah,
do get that.
there's nothing wrong with recreation and sport and entertainment, but sometimes there is an agenda that's going the wrong way.
But I think it's got to the point now where people are afraid to quote unquote express their opinions.
Right.
Because they're afraid of being shouted down by, this mob, that mob. It's kind of you're a Montreal Canadiens fan in a sea of Maple Leafs fans. You don't want to say that you're cheering for them other guys.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, it's like-
I used to be a Montreal Canadiens fan, but since I'm from Ottawa, I did change to Senators. But when I was going to school here in Toronto, I went to the Maple Leafs game. The Senators were in town,
Okay.
and and I got a ticket. I didn't go in until halfway the second period because the scalpers wanted too much money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I get in there, and yeah, Ottawa scored, and I cheered. But yeah, it was the only game I've gone to in Toronto. It's a bit different. But
So are you following some of the strange cacophony of bills that Justin is trying to force through Parliament, like that? I'm going to probably get all these numbers wrong, like C-36 internet censorship bill.
right,
so,
right.
You know, I say the sky is gray and that's hate speech. Or,
Yeah, no,
you know,
no, for sure. I mean, they passed other bills too, so they could take, and this is at every level of government, well, especially provincial and federal, to basically take back control again. And I'm just hoping that Canadians and Americans, when it does come to affect them, like one person told me, well, Jordan Peterson is good, that he's on board now, but it wasn't until it affected him. And I'm like, but I'm not trying to criticize him. I'm like, he's done a lot of good, helping so many, especially young men and everything. So I'm not criticizing him. I'm just saying that's what one person said. But I'm thinking, yeah, because basically it's that principle that it doesn't, as long as it doesn't affect me.
well, I think that's
So what
that's the
point
problem.
does the common man, does it affect them?
But I think in society at large, you need, I don't know if you want to call them spokesmen, but you need somebody to wake up the people out of their complacency.
Yeah.
And whether it's a hero or a villain, it doesn't matter. It's
Right.
to
Hey,
get people participating in
You-
society.
You know the truckers convoy last year, right?
Yeah, February of
right.
22.
And they're trying to figure out who organized it. Well, no one organized. I'd say if anyone did, it was the Holy Spirit.
No.
But
Grassroots.
it was grassroots, spontaneous. But here's the thing: there was one person that everyone had on their mind. One human being that everyone had their mind. Everyone knew that they were coming to Ottawa for.
Oh, you could just turn on the TV and you could watch it coming. It didn't matter if there was an organizer or not.
No,
'cause it
but
took a life of its own.
but was it not Justin Trudeau?
That's who they were coming for. They didn't. They
not,
didn't
not,
have.
not in an evil way, but that was the one person that united everyone in the sense
Yeah.
of why they're coming to Ottawa.
Yeah, it's to see.
You know,
But it is kind of funny when you think about it. And I think all they really wanted, or at least when you watch them on the videos,
Yeah.
they just wanted someone to come out and speak to them. So.
well, they
like,
want. No, we wanted the mandates, and it was
Yeah.
2 weeks of honking to flatten the curve.
Yeah,
flatten the mandates.
flatten the mandates. But I think things would have been, everybody would have been a bit happier. They just would have come out and spoke to them. I think a couple of opposition guys did, but no one from cabinet level.
Yeah, well, no, they have their agenda, and they're the other thing I say is people are living out of their own woundedness, So even politicians or whatever, they might as well be 10 years old the way they fight and everything like that. They're not very mature,
Yeah, like even I wish I would have paid attention in high school when they explained like some of the rules of parliamentary procedure
Oh,
and stuff
well,
like
you
that.
can you learn that now. Hey, listen,
Like watching these guys.
I'm gonna move along.
Yeah,
but
okay, no,
so
appreciate the
so
time.
nice to talk to
Yeah,
you. God
best
bless.
of luck. Maybe we'll see you at some of these other ones.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is called To Prepare His Way.
Sorry, say again.
To Prepare His Way.
To prepare his way. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Check it out.
Hi to the viewers.
Give a subscription or
Yeah,
whatever.
thanks so much.
Okay, peace. Okay, that's that. I'm moving on. Yeah. Are you sticking around? Or are you gonna walk with me?
Well, I was going to head back to the summary.
Oh, there you go.
So
There.
let's look like,
There you go. We continue our conversation. So weird weather here in Toronto. Well, as soon as I came downtown or midtown or whatever, there was snow on the street. I guess it snowed this afternoon or something.
yeah, it's Canada. We're signed up for the bad, crazy weather.
Well, but like 5 minutes up there it wasn't. 5 minutes north there was no snow. A lot. Is this a police station?
Yeah, it's this
Okay.
whole brick building, pretty large complex.
Okay, so earlier when I had come here, I said there's a heavy police presence. Well,
Well,
if it's
Yeah,
the
this-
police
this
station
the
is right
bar.
here.
Yeah,
So
this is where they have. This is where they have to be.
right, and I saw 5 mounted police, and I thought they were coming for this, but maybe they weren't. Maybe they're just as part of the police station. here.
No, mounted police is down at the exhibition grounds, and I think it was called the Rico Building. You know where the agriculture.
But
show is?
I saw 5 Toronto police here on horses. I thought they were Toronto police.
I have seen them out here a fair bit, like
Okay.
over decades, literally.
Okay. This is Duplex. Young Street's the next street up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just see.
So anyone who's still watching, we'll give a little mini tour of Toronto here. So we got to cross here, I guess.
Yeah. Because there's the construction.
What are they doing?
messes
Making
us
a
up.
subway or something?
Not exactly. It's they call it the Eglinton Crosstown. So it'll be like an LRT/subway that goes underneath Eglinton Avenue.
Yeah.
They're about.
Do you think that's needed, or do you think that's the government, like the legislators saying, "Well, we got to do something. We want to put our
It's to
our
move
signature on
traffic.
something."
It's to move traffic, take pressure off the Bloor east-west
Yeah,
line.
I'm just gonna walk over here for a second.
The problem is this project is 10 years late and about $1 billion over budget. Very much like the Big Dig in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
It's too complicated a project
Yeah.
for someone like the TTC who can never complete the project on time, especially how complex this is. There's gas lines you have to avoid. Don't
Right.
hit a gas line.
Right.
Don't want to disrupt. Like there's hydro vaults everywhere. Like this building here is a large hydro vault.
Oh,
So
it is.
You got to be careful. Hydro and gas, that would be bad.
Oh, this building here is a hydro plant inside it, right? It's transformers or whatever.
Transformers, yeah.
Transformers. Okay,
So
neat.
step up and step down, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's like important stuff. You got to be careful.
Yeah. So how did the government actions in the last few years affect you? Did it affect you?
I'm actually in the ordering council on the firearms. So they arbitrarily.
What does that mean? Ordering
So-
council on the firearms.
They Trudeau and his people decided to unilaterally ban about 1,500 firearms.
Yes.
Just because they look scary. It's not because of what's in the Firearms Act, which legislates
Right.
like what's.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So Trudeau, mostly.
Were you employed in that or no?
No, I do like hunting and.
Oh yeah.
target
Okay.
shooting and
Oh, got it.
stuff
Got
like
it. Oh,
that.
got it. Get it. Okay.
So everybody
Are-
sort of
are-
woke up to have half their stuff banned. So.
Yeah, but are they going to be able to actually confiscate those? I mean, how are they
Well,
going to do that?
They did it through an ordering council. It's kind of like the Americans' executive order. So because he had a minority government, didn't have the tie-up with the NDP at the time, he just said, "I declare the following ban." And
Yeah.
you know, again, he kind of pulled the same thing with Bill C-21, where he made like a sneaky amendment to
Right.
wipe out pretty much whatever long guns he did.
This has been going on for decades. You have an omnibus bill and you slip these things in, and
Yeah.
they
But
got their.
It's one of the things that the Americans told me years ago. They said like the Second Amendment for firearms, it's not about stopping Tommy from mugging them.
Right.
It's to stop the government from taking away all your rights. And their
Yeah. No, for sure.
So once they can take away guns, you can not that say by argument or speculate by 2030 they're going to say not allowed to have gas cars, and then after
Right.
that it'll be you're not allowed
Well,
to have freehold land.
Yeah, they have their agenda. It's just a matter of whether they're going to succeed or not.
Well, as long as they have that tie-up with the NDP, they have more than enough votes to pass whatever they would like to pass.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've heard the saying, politics is downstream from culture, right? So the reality is that, you know, like it or not, we are a minority. We may not be a fringe minority, but we are a minority. Most people are oblivious, and they go along, and they're voting these people in, right? I mean, unless you.
Well, the way that the demographics
Okay, so
are
what-
stacked, there's a subway entrance over there.
Yeah.
There's one down there as well.
I'm going to give my viewers a tour
Yeah,
of
by all
Toronto a
means.
bit. Did you want to show me around Toronto, or did you want to go home?
I've got some time.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Come
So-
on. So why don't we tell people about
Young
this?
Street.
This is young, but we're not downtown.
No, this is called Midtown.
Midtown.
It's like part 2 of downtown.
So, but they've got Young and Eglinton. Is this like? Are they trying to make this like Times Square type of thing, or?
No, that's Young and Dundas Square about 2 miles south.
Okay.
So this is kind of like a big residential area. There's huge condos and apartment towers. So it's supposed to be like one of the fun areas of town where there was like nightclubs and dancing and entertainment and malls and.
Can you hold on to this nice and steady for a second?
Yeah.
And we're going to continue our conversation here on this, but I have to get a battery in here because I'm down to 15% battery.
God, yeah, I have one of those power bank batteries too.
Yeah. Well, you know, it wasn't too cold, and I had like 98% battery, so I figured it was okay that I would just.
There are some new ones now that are like 20 and 30,000 MAUs. They're not. They're only just slightly larger than that one.
Oh, is that right? Eh? Hang on a second.
You bet.
See if I'm charging. I am charging.
Yeah. And you have to keep your eye on it to make sure that it stays charging, because as you're walking, you might lose your connector.
I
How'd that
think
happen?
this is I spent a few extra bucks on this, so this one sticks in.
Oh,
Stays in,
okay.
but yeah, you're right. Okay, so this is so Yonge and Eglinton is kind of like the entertainment district. You're saying they're trying to make it into, or like a?
It's kind of like where the young people would want to live here.
Oh, okay.
So that you have apartment towers. you
Are
have
those
malls.
apartments or are they?
I think
office?
that's part office.
Okay.
I think that's mostly office.
Okay. Oh, there's apartments over there.
But you can see those
Whoa.
apartments, like the balconies. You can't
Oh,
really
look!
miss them.
This is a this building goes into the sky, past the fog, past into the clouds. That's how high that building is.
Yeah. And you can see off the side, there's a couple more of
Oh,
them, and even a crane building another one.
Right. Okay. There you go. Fun.
And there's all kinds of like little mom and pop type shops. Some of it's going big corporate. I'm sure the rents here have to be pretty pricey.
Did you grow up in Toronto? How long have you been in Toronto for?
Last 30 odd years. I've been in Toronto since about 85. I was in Calgary before.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was in Calgary as a child,
Yeah.
but I've been in Toronto since about 85.
Oh, that's since 1985. It's almost 40 years.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're a Montreal Canadiens fan.
Yeah, when I was a kid in Calgary, my best friend was a Leafs fan. So just to annoy him, I was a Montreal fan. And that was in the days of like Lafleur and Dryden. And
Oh yeah. No,
Canadiens were fun to watch.
I'm 60 years old. Are we the same age?
I just turned 58.
Okay, so yeah.
So, more or
So
less.
more or less, yeah. No, like, yeah. Who is your favorite player on Montreal?
Back then, probably Dryden.
Oh, okay.
So I played goal a lot.
Right.
And
Ken Dryden, yeah. He became a Liberal MP, unfortunately.
he actually did a pretty decent job. He
Oh, is that
he
right?
did all like I read like some of his books. Like his book, The Game, was a fantastic.
Okay.
Watch out for the big hole.
I
there.
think sports wise, yeah, but I don't think politically. My
politically,
favorite
he didn't do much.
player was the Roadrunner.
Oh, Cornway, yeah. So all this construction made it pretty tough for a lot of these businesses to survive.
True.
Been a lot of.
But these businesses, their clientele must be like they're the Duke of Kent.
Yeah, so we see all these apartment towers and
yeah.
condos. There's certainly like foot traffic, to support them. This is a huge mall complex here.
I mean, that would be kind of the lure of living downtown, right? You've got
All your conveniences are right here.
right.
There's a couple of gyms in this, in this neighborhood for like fitness. There's a few large parks just off, I guess off to the left, and a big community center. There is a couple of schools in that direction as well.
Right.
So if you are raising a family, there's actually schools in this area for you to take them to.
Well, there you should be a real estate agent.
A couple buddies that are.
Okay, I think I'm gonna head back. So maybe we'll give people the other side of the street, maybe,
All right.
as far as we can go. Anyway. I'll just switch things around for a few minutes so people can see that I'm still carrying the camera.
So across the street there, you can kind of see a wider angle of that mall, like the Toys R Us, the Cineplex, the Metro grocery store.
Oh yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Indigo Books. Those are just like the anchor tenants. There's like a whole mall inside there.
Way up. Way up. If you're on the top floor there, you're in the middle of a cloud.
Yeah, you're in the cloud deck.
Yeah. Oh, they got plants on these balconies here.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, in the summer that's a great thing. Although being in a black building, I bet it gets hot in there. You know.
Right. Yeah.
It's nice to have some greenery.
Have you seen any good movies lately?
What, a month or two I did, I can't remember. Before that, I saw the Elvis movie, which I quite liked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to see a movie in a long time. I used to work in a movie theater back in the 80s.
Okay.
But I went to this movie theater, and they've got it's basically a huge leather recliners that you sit
Yeah,
in.
the new VIP theaters, and
Yeah.
they have all kinds of higher end food, so they really make it like a fun experience.
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. I went to see a movie called Devotion, and it's kind of a strange title for a movie. It's set in the Korean War, and it's about some Navy pilots. And I guess the title has to do with devotion in terms of the two main characters as friends, but also the main character and his wife. And it was pretty good. It was a 2-hour movie. I don't think there was much swearing or anything. It had a bit of a kind of a racial message to it, but not overly, because it's an American movie, and the main character, is a black pilot, and it's based on a true story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the movie The Tuskegee Airmen?
Oh, there's a.
So they were a group of fighter escorts in World War II.
Just a second. This is a pile driver, I think. Eh? Pile driver. That's what they call that.
Pile drivers are bigger. That's like a jackhammer.
Oh, it's a jackhammer. Okay. Good. Oh, look at this. Hey, wait a second. Wait a
Burger
second.
Priest. It's pretty good stuff.
I'm a priest. This is not
This is a
sacrilege?
different flavor of the priesthood, though.
I guess so. Okay. Well, there you go. Well, I guess that's fun. I'm not gonna go in there, but they have. So this movie.
Mike.
Yeah. Here, hold that for a second. Yeah. Good assistant here. I'll actually put it in my ear. It was set like 1950 or whatever, right? And there was some. I mean, in the States, it's such a big, black, white, racial
They
message,
haven't been able to get on top of it.
and in Canada, we grew up in Canada. We didn't have that. I mean, there was amongst kids or something a type of racism, but it wasn't nothing like that. And so the movie was realistic in the sense that it showed, some prejudice against this main character, but.
Tuskegee Airmen, the black pilots
Yeah.
weren't allowed to mingle with the white pilots.
Yeah. I mean, it was American society too, right? But that wasn't really the message of the movie. It was real, but it wasn't the message of the movie. So, hi. Yeah, don't let her go. Don't let it go. We got a nice little doggy here. We got a nice little dog. She's okay. Stay. Is this a new dog?
No.
Oh. Don't want. Anyway,
Might not like the cold.
well, it slipped out of its collar, and it's very dangerous.
Well,
Yeah,
especially with all the cars and equipment.
yeah. Okay. God bless you. There's a couple. Maybe a carrier. You better carry her.
Might be too tired.
You better carry her, yeah.
Might be too tired to
Yeah.
walk.
Because it's going to slip out of the collar. Actually, my dog is in my truck,
Oh, okay.
so I have to.
I think you got
It's going to slip out, yeah. Again, yeah.
I have a buddy that has a bulldog, and that happens every now and then. I think it's a pug.
Oh, this is.
It is a great sort of day, though, huh?
It is, yeah. Yeah. Well, we really haven't had much of a winter, right? We've got a couple big snowstorms. Then we had that big thaw.
Yeah, it's beautiful for a week or so.
Yeah. But I think even the farmland needs some snow, you know, for the spring and everything. So
With,
we'll get it.
yeah, with the way,
What
way
is-
that the bugs are, usually we need 2 weeks of deep freeze, and that's what kills off a
Yeah.
lot of the nasty bugs.
That's true, yeah. Get it mild, get them to wake up, the bugs, and then a quick deep freeze.
And then a quick deep freeze, and
Yeah. Do you think that to what degree do you think that that there's experimentation with the weather, and that that they're successful in actually controlling where it rains and stuff like this?
I think that the major powers, say the Russians and the Americans, have been messing with this since World War II.
Yeah.
I do think, the more I read about it, some of this stuff, like this chemtrail stuff, I think there's something to it.
Yeah.
Weather modification is inherently dangerous, though, because Mother Nature will figure out a way to balance the case.
Right.
You don't want to be screwing with the weather. And I don't want to take you guys too much down a rabbit hole, but the biggest problem is
What is this? Mandarin? Is that Chinese
it's
buffet?
a big Chinese buffet. I don't know if it still is a buffet because of COVID.
Right.
It used to be cafeteria style. Like there'd be like 50 dishes laid out, and you just go with the scooper and just
Right.
take whatever you want.
Oh yeah, I was at a buffet not too long ago.
And the food was wonderful. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just awesome.
As a
I
matter-
haven't
in
been
the,
in a while.
yeah, in the summer I was at a Chinese buffet.
Oh,
So
cool. So they're still
maybe,
around.
but maybe in Toronto. Now, in Toronto, I mean, we're seeing people walking outside with the outward sign of submission over their face, and-
The face diaper.
right? And would you say, if you go into a grocery store or something, what percentage of people would be wearing the outward sign of submission?
In a grocery store, it's a large, wide open space. So I would say it's only about 10 or 15% right
Okay,
now.
okay,
In smaller, kind of tighter locations, it's a little bit more.
okay.
Um,
But in Toronto, are they listening to Kieran Moore?
well, they shouldn't be, but there are a good number of people that are. Like for me, had taken asbestos training course. A guy named Stephen Petty taught,
Okay.
and
Can what's your name again?
oh, Peter.
Peter. Can everyone hear Peter, by the way? Like, or is it just me like asking questions and you don't hear his answers?
Well, I'm trying to be loud.
No, you're doing great. Yeah.
All right, so Stephen Petty teaches asbestos. So an asbestos
Is this,
molecule.
so this is a
Another
condominium
it's
complex
it's
here.
A complex, yeah.
Very nice looking.
They did a beautiful job. There's several buildings, a big courtyard.
They got birch trees in flower pots.
It's picturesque.
Okay, thanks, Clayton. Oh, thanks, Michael. Thanks.
So we had to wear, for asbestos, you had to wear a P100 mask, which is like the big, it's like those things with the big pink filters on them.
Right.
Those are HEPA filters. A virus is 1/3 the size of asbestos molecule.
So you know that
So-
this is
An M95 does nothing. If you can
and
smell-
plus I have a beard.
yeah, if you can smell a cinnamon bun, then that mask is doing nothing.
Right. So
It's to stop sawdust, basically, for an M95. The surgical ones are to stop blood spatter from a patient being operated on,
Yeah.
or to stop the doctor from sneezing on a patient. That's the real purpose.
Okay.
So Kieran Moore's real purpose, I don't know.
Yeah, he was I was in the health unit where he was the public officer. I was the first one to bring in the mandates. I did a video on it. You can look it up, and I made fun of it a bit because they say you're exempt if you're hard of hearing.
What about hard of thinking?
Pretty much it. Well, for me, I never ever wore it anywhere because as a priest, I need to set an example and to not participate in a lie.
Well, did you notice that one of the first things they shut down was religious gatherings?
Where's that? Where's Eglinton?
Eglinton is that east-west street. We're still on Yonge Street, the north-south one.
Okay, God bless them, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. That's the police.
Found on Yonge.
Okay, I'm wondering if I've gone too far because I am in 1 hour parking, but it's till 6 p.m. and I'm thinking I'm probably going to get away with it. I've been parked there for an hour and a half.
3:20 p.m. right now.
Yeah, I started videoing not too long after
But as we get close to the rush hours, you don't want to be.
I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to be anywhere.
Okay, where's Lola Street?
Lola?
Did we pass it already?
I don't know that street at all.
Oh, it's a tiny little street. It had Bob's Chicken or something. Oh, there's the Canadian Tire office. Okay, I think I'm a little bit further up. I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're good.
Otherwise, I have to punch up GPS on the phone and see if it'll tell me where Lola is.
Now, Toronto, for my viewers, one of the nicknames of it, besides what we call center of the universe, is called Hogtown. Hogtown.
That's the stockyards.
Look at that nice furniture in there. West Elm. You can come and buy some nice furniture. But I just see a store over here. It says Fogtown. Oh, it's
a weed place.
It's a weed place. Oh boy.
It's a different kind of fog.
Yeah, right. So, Hogtown and the big smoke. That's a Toronto term as well, right? Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah, nicknames can be fun.
What does this street?
Hillside Street.
Okay, I think I'm still good. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's like a gelato bar here. Doesn't that look cool, right?
Ah, very nice.
Oretta. Looks beautiful. That bar there.
Yeah. I used to have an ice cream business.
Cool.
It was on a bicycle, on a tricycle.
I remember those, like the fudgesicle guys and stuff like that. With like
Yeah.
the little barrel that would
Yeah.
totally remember.
I called it Tiny Tony ice cream. Yeah, I came in here and there's a little restaurant up here, Bob's Chicken or something.
Definitely keep an eye out for it.
And I need to go to the washroom, so I said, well, I'll go to the washroom, then I'll buy a soft drink from them, like I'm gonna. And I went and did that, and there were some people in there, and it smelled good in there. They said, I asked them if the chicken was good. They said, oh yeah, excellent. Well, good. After I'll come back and get a chicken here. Well, I go to buy a soft drink, and I pull out a $5 bill, and he says we don't accept cash.
Really?
I said, oh, okay. Like I don't like that. If they're not accepting cash, they don't get my business.
I'm actually moving in that direction myself.
The government of the Bank of Canada said that by 2030, he thinks that 70% of the economy would be all digital. And
Well, they're working
And-
on that. The central bank digital currency.
Right, the CBDC. But I was encouraged because he said, as long as people are using money, it will have value. And I thought, he says by 2030, 70%. Well, that's good. That means 30%. I think it's right up here. Oh, no, I'll go. I think I'll go up. Yeah, for a bit. Then I can show Bob's chicken. But I was encouraged by that. That means 30% we can have the parallel society, right? That's good. It's just, we just got to keep using cash. Keep.
Really important because the central bank digital currency can be controlled. They can then say you can buy from Tom but not Dick or Harry, or your money will expire by this date if you don't spend it.
Right. Now there's a natural reason why the banks and credit card companies want to go digital, and if they could 100% digital, because we can say the WEF for various agendas, right? But it's Dave's chicken. It's over here. Dave's chicken.
I see it.
And
St.
but
Louis wings right beside it. There's some irony there.
it is. But the thing is, every digital transaction, they get a cut, right? The business has to pay a couple percent.
Yeah, they get
But if I pay cash, then the bank or credit card company doesn't get anything, right? So
what is the profit margin that these businesses are actually getting? So that cut that goes to the credit card company, that money might be important to the small businessman.
well, of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah. Everything drives up the price and everything like that. I'm guessing that. See, my truck's up here.
I like to look at Dave's chicken and just check it out.
Yeah, go. Actually, I think it's probably very good chicken. I don't like. I will use a credit card. It's just if they're refusing to accept cash, then I'm refusing their business. That's all.
Yeah, they should put up a sign saying, there it is, we are cashless.
Yeah, we are cashless right here. Debt and credit cards only.
That's good.
Safer for our team.
Thing is, it's not. There's never been a case of anything transmitted via piece of paper, cardboard, cloth. There hasn't been a case so far.
Yeah, well, like I say, I've been going to freedom rallies ever since 2020, and we always shake hands. None of us wear the outward sign of submission, and none of us has gotten sick, hospitalized, or died.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever seen some of the great Rod Sterling memes that are out there on that? It's like,
I'm gonna just check on my truck here.
It's like wearing. One of them is you have to wear a diaper to protect yourself from shitting yourself, but now you have to wear a diaper to protect your neighbor from shitting himself. That was so funny.
Yeah, it's all insane, but thank God. Isn't it great? Like, okay, yes, we've been a minority, but we're not it's not that bad. I met so many people in the last few years that I wouldn't have met otherwise. Just no, I'm up here. I shouldn't have gone. I should stay on the sidewalk.
You can see the snow starting to come down.
Yeah, it's snowing.
Temperature is dropped.
Yeah. Anyway.
So usually the police would come by and they would chalk somewhere on the tires.
Exactly. There'd be bylaw. The police wouldn't. Would the police do it or bylaw?
It'd be a bylaw guy.
Okay, this is my truck here. I'm just gonna check.
Right.
There's no ticket. There's no chalk. Good. Okay. Well, I think I'm good. How's my battery situation here? And then I've got my dog in there, so.
Oh yeah. Getting chilly in there too.
Well, it used to be 15%, 1.5. Now it's 50. 50. If enough people use cash only on a certain day, the credit card. That was Clayton was leaving a good comment. Oh, here we go. Here, let's.
If we cross, might be able to catch him.
Wait a sec. Don't get run over. This is the Toronto subway?
Yeah. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
Are there conductors in it,
Uh,
or is it all automatic?
no, there's usually, most of them I think still have two persons, one at the front, one at the back. I don't know, a level of comfort knowing there's manual control just in case.
Agreed.
Oh, another one's coming along.
Well, if you like trains, this is your day.
From like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. They're about every 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah. Let me just check the chat here. Someone was live chat. I think Vicar's with Father. You want to say hi to Vicar? Oh, okay. I want to say hi to my dog. Okay, okay.
you bet.
Okay, just a second here. Just my viewers want to say hi to my dog.
That's a good thing. I'm checking up on them.
Yeah. Now, people who know dogs, you should be understandable about this because my dog is in a safe place. He's in a crate. Hi, Vicar. Hi, Vicar. How are you doing? You doing okay? Are you doing okay? Resting? Yep. Okay, see you later, Vicar.
The ambulance is pulled in there for dinner.
Hello, Vicar. Enjoy your road trip. Hi, Vicar. The chat are saying hi to my dog. Anyway. Okay.
I prefer to see Justin Trudeau in the little cage rather than the
Well,
dog.
you know, it is an act of charity to bring criminals to justice, that they might repent, and that they might pay for their crimes in this life rather than the next. You know, so it's not, you know, there's revenge, there's vengeance, there's anger, and these types of things, but the highest form of bringing justice on earth is love. It's even love for the person, like protection from society. Feed him tofu, Kathy says.
No, well, that's a good idea. Dog's digestive system doesn't do well with plants.
My dog, I think my dog's digestive system, he eats everything.
Really?
He eats poop.
Sometimes they do that because they're missing a trace element in their diet.
Could be. It could be. Yeah.
There's a movie called Pet Fooled, like Fooled, that discusses what you can and can't feed a dog, because their system is different than ours.
Okay. Now I have a question for you, Peter.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, walking down Yonge Street gets us to more and more downtown.
Yeah, it'll take you all the way to the water eventually.
Eventually, take you all the water. How far are we here? To
the water?
Yeah, that would be a long walk. I don't want to.
About 6 miles to Yonge and Bloor, where I am, is about maybe 2.5 to 3
Miles or kilometers?
miles. I'd say. I think it would be miles.
Oh, okay. That's why you take the subway. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And then Eaton Center, which is I guess where.
Because if we kept walking, we'd walk all the way to your home, your house.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna. I better get out of Toronto.
So that next high rise up there is Davisville. That's like the next subway station.
Okay.
So I'll head.
Oh, you
through
want me
that
to?
side.
I'll walk you up to the next subway station.
okay.
How's that?
All right,
You can keep me company. Isn't Dr. Connor amazing? So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we can just walk here. We're not have to.
We don't have a
We won't have a light.
formal light.
And what time did you say it was? About 3 o'clock now.
It is 3:20. Now 3:33.
So, I'm gonna get stuck in rush hour.
Yeah. So I would say you should escape now while the getting's good.
Yeah. Okay. You think I'll get out of the city if I get out now,
Oh yeah, easily.
Peter?
Been a pleasure.
God bless you. Thank
Take
you
care.
very
I'll
much.
check out the site.
Yeah, to Preparer's Way. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
peace.
Great day.
Okay, bye, Peter. God bless you. Okay, everyone. Okay, there you go. So I came into Toronto for that rally in support of Jordan Peterson. Had a few good interviews, I think, and then we walked around Toronto a bit. Had a little conversation with Peter. Probably nothing, probably no one really necessarily learned anything new, but I hope it was enjoyable in some way. Now I'm going to take Peter's advice and try to get out of Toronto. Yeah, dogs eat grass, then chuck it up. Yeah, exactly. Logic at last. Okay, thank you for those who are watching, those who will watch in the future, those who watched earlier, and be doing YouTube very soon. Some of the content is already on here. Want to encourage people to come up to Ottawa the first few weeks in February. Need to talk about a few details about Winterlude, though, that I want to direct people to the event site, because there's definitely events that are not children friendly. And yeah, so anyway, I'd like to talk about some of the things in Ottawa, and who knows, we can still have our Freedom Convoy reunion, and we spread the love. Okay, so let's continue to pray for one another, and I'll give you my blessing. The Lord be with you. May Almighty God bless each and every one of you in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Go in peace. Let's keep praying for one another, live in the truth, and live free.